You are listening to the audio production of The Spirit of Leadership, Cultivating the Attitudes that Influence Human Action by Dr. Myles Munroe, published by Whitaker House. This book is read by B.Z. Cullins. Dedication. To my students, and all whom I have desired to assist in discovering their true leadership potential. To all the individuals who have ever quietly dreamt of becoming someone or doing something significant with their lives, but could not believe it was possible. To the silent dreamer with a passion for greatness, who suffers from the intimidation of his culture and social context. To the millions of third-world people psychologically trapped under the misconceptions of many misguided would-be leaders who attempted to rob them of their true abilities and leadership potential. To the aspiring and developing leader within each of us, may we all discover the true meaning of leadership. To my dear colleagues and fellow trustees of the International Third World Leaders Association, you are truly examples of the spirit of true leadership. Preface. Trapped within every follower is a hidden leader. The most important quality of true leadership is the spirit of leadership. All humans possess the leadership spirit, but only those who capture the spirit of leadership ever become truly effective leaders. For the past 30 years, I've had the privilege of speaking to hundreds of millions of people through my various media programs and hundreds of thousands personally in my seminars, conferences, and training institutes in over 70 nations. My focus has been in assisting others in discovering their sense of purpose, maximizing their untapped potential, and discovering their leadership ability. I've received thousands of testimonies of how leadership materials, workshops, and seminars have helped many to find their visions, renew their focus, and produce a better life. I'm humbled and honored by the privilege of helping others achieve their personal and corporate goals. A missing ingredient. However, there was one challenge that I had for many of these years. I tried to understand why, no matter how many principles, precepts, and programs people were taught on the subject of leadership, there always seemed to be a missing ingredient that was a barrier preventing many of them from breaking through to the leadership capacity that I knew existed within them. I had read hundreds of books, articles, journals, and research papers on the subject of leadership. I had attended countless seminars, conferences, and summits dealing with leadership development. Yet I was never able to identify, define, or fully understand the mystery key that separated and distinguished the leader from the follower. It was not until a few years ago, during one of my leadership sessions with a group of professionals, business owners, and religious, governmental, and corporate leaders in England, that I began to gain insight into this mystery of leadership. I took this insight back to my home in Nassau, Bahamas, where I was able to study my staff and members of our organization to try to clarify specific principles that make a leader different from followers. This book is the result of this study and the subsequent application of these principles in the lives of many of my students and clients. An internalized discovery of self. Simply put, I discovered that the thinking of a leader is what separates him or her from the followers. I found that true leaders are distinguished by a unique mental attitude that emanates from an internalized discovery of self, which creates a strong, positive, and confident self-concept and self-worth. I call this unique mental attitude the spirit of leadership. It's an attitude that affects the entire life of the leader and controls his or her response to life, danger, crises, disappointments, failures, challenges, and stress. This attitude gives the leader a sense of confidence, faith, and belief in possibilities. It inspires others to have hope in the face of great odds and causes the leader to cultivate a spirit of purpose, daring, passion, and conviction. The spirit of leadership is birthed in the womb of a personal revelation within the leader and manifests itself in specific and characteristic qualities. In this book, we will look at how a person can experience his or her personal revelation of leadership, and we will identify the special qualities of this spirit. Together, we will discover that leadership is not the result of study or ordination, position, or power. Man, humanity, is essentially a spirit being, and the nature of a person's spirit
Sample complete. Ready to continue?